Hey everybody, we're getting ready for a great kickoff. Trinidad and Mexico setting up for the field. Can't wait to bring you a great match today. We got to see a lot of great action over the qualifiers. Trinidad showed much of their speed early in the first half against Cayman Islands. Mexico showed their cool, strong resistance and persistent offensive play, slowly dragging out the team. Great matchup for these two teams as they are going to be going with counteracting offensive philosophies. I'm going to be here talking with you guys, helping you commentate through this. You guys enjoy. We're going to be having a national anthem coming up shortly. You guys stay tuned. At 8-man, we have Jamie Black. At scrum half, we have Jamie. I'm sorry. At 8-man, we have Jamie Black. At scrum half, we have Jerron Pantor. At fly half, we have Leon Pantor. At wings, we have Winston Jonathan and Emmanuel Joseph. At centers, we got Kendall Lewis and Corey Edwards. And finally, at fullback, we have Emmanuel Cadet. We're going to be starting the national anthem shortly. You guys just stay tuned. Now for Trinidad. All right. It looks like we're about to get ready for kickoff. Both these teams have a very aggressive style of offense and defense. It looks like it will be a great match between the two. We know that Mexico is going to be coming in. They are the incumbent, but Trinidad has shown to be the surprise team, being able to do a lot against about an equally set Cayman Islands team, the very tough Cayman Islands team. Trinidad came out hot and fast in the first half. So it looks like we're going to be setting ourselves up, getting ready to hear. All right. Great between Leon Pantor and Jerome Pantor. We knew we got a great steady play by the backs from Mexico. We saw a lot of effort being played in by Alvaro Lopez and Diego Gutierrez on Monday. So we're going to get to see a great setup today. So it looks like kickoff's about to begin and ball is out. Mexico able to bat the ball back, recovering, trying to take the outside edge. Just taking that to 22. Ball's out. Nice crash for Mexico, using their forwards early, trying to set up the foundation for their offense. Mexico going out wide. Nice step by Mexico, finding some open field. One fend off, trying to get the offload, and Mexico able to recover it. Looks like we're gonna have a knock forward. It's gonna be against Mexico. Trinidad has the advantage. Trinidad putting in. That's Pantor. And ball's out. Great kick, setting up for position, and it goes out into touch. Great setup for Trinidad, pushing Mexico into their territory. We're gonna have a Mexico line out. Looks like Axel Santos throwing in for Mexico. And it was a bat. Mexico able to recover, taking it out to the outside, cutting it in with their center. And great crash down, just getting it out of the 22. Looks like we got a penalty advantage. Diving into the ruck. Leon Pantor setting up to kick the ball into touch. Sorry, it looks like they're going to be going for points. And ball's out. And it's good. First points early in the match. Trinidad up 3, Mexico 0. Mexico setting up for the line out. So Mexico setting up for the kickoff. Looks like number 13, Alvaro Lopez, will be setting up to kick off for Mexico. Waiting on the ref. Recovered by Trinidad, putting up the head of steam, and a great hit by that Mexico defense. Ball's taken now, trying to crash it in. Trinidad still at their 22, trying to find a little space in the middle. And dummy off, taking into the center. Trinidad still on their feet, trying to get it to the outside. A little bit of a mishandling and a great hit by Mexico's number 15, Rodrigo Ripulo. Looks like they were trying to get the ball, Trinidad was trying to get the ball out to Emmanuel Joseph. Wasn't able to get a handle on it, so it'll be a line out for Mexico, just at the 40-meter. Allen. Ball's taken out. Taking it out to the outside. Great kick for positioning. That was by Leon Pantor. Mexico able to recover, trying to find a little room. Udell Suro trying to get a little space, got down to to just past the 22. Great running by Mexico, trying to show a little strength. Mexico trying to suck in that Trinidad defense, and we have a penalty advantage coming from the side. Looks like Mexico will be kicking for touch. And ball goes out just inside the 50 in Trinidad territory. That was kicked by Alvaro Lopez. Santos setting up for the line out. Looks like there was a little confusion by Mexico, but they're able to recover their ball. Ball's taken out the outside, and in a little bit of a mishandle, we have a foot race, and great tackle by number 2, Christopher Daniel for Trinidad. Mexico inside their 22, trying to crash it through. Andreas Rodriguez trying to take it in himself. And Lopez with the block kick. And it looks like we have a penalty advantage coming from the side for Mexico. Trinidad will have the penalty advantage inside Mexico's 22. Jerron Pantor setting up to make the penalty kick for points. Area grab. Trinidad getting the second set of points, up 6-0. 27 minutes remaining in the match. 27 minutes remaining in the half. Mexico will be setting up for the kickoff. Lopez gets the ball off. Recovered by Trinidad, trying to find a little space. Mexico able to use that strong defense. Trinidad trying to find a little space down the middle. That was number 4, Malik Frazier. Trinidad trying to take it to the outside. That's Edwards, and a big hit on Edwards by Mexico. Quick line out, taken out to Rodriguez, and we have a penalty advantage. Getting on to be set. Lopez setting up. And the penalty kick is no good. It will be Trinidad's ball as they down it and take it to the 22. Ball's recovered by Lopez, taken down past the 40. Ball's taken now deep. It looks like that's big number 3, Esteban Viñas. Mexico trying to get it out to the outside. Finding a little space on the edge. Trinidad trying to cover it down. They're taking over to 22 in Trinidad territory. Mexico trying to use those forwards. Big hit on the forward by Trinidad. Getting it out to Nunez. Nunez getting it out to the edge. That looks like that's number 4, Carlos Vinas. Lopez getting the ball out, taking into Gutierrez. Ball's down at the 5-meter inside Trinidad territory. Mexico into red zone, threatening to score. Another great pass, trying to use those forwards to crash in. Trying to take it to the outside. Trinidad with hold up. And it looks like it was taken out into a touch. Great defense by this Trinidad team, showing gusto deep inside their territory. Looks like it will be a line out going to Trinidad. Trinidad setting up for the line out. And balls recovered by Trinidad. And great kick by Jaron Pantor. Nice recovery. Leon Pantor trying to find a little space with the pooch kick. Trinidad able to recover their own ball. Trinidad trying to find the outside edge, taking it out to the outside, finding a little bit of room, and a great tackle by Mexico. Taken out into touch. It's going to be Mexico ball at the line out. Mexico trying to go for the quick, unable to, so they'll be setting up for the full line out. And Mexico loses the ball on the line out. Trinidad getting it in. Trinidad with the swivel, dodging 2 tackles, and they're taken down just inside their 22. Trying to find a little space up the middle, back to where the ball originally started from, and we have a penalty. Looks like they're calling the not straight ball, and it'll be a scrum advantage going to Trinidad. Trinidad had the line out advantage on that as Mexico threw it in as they recovered it. Ref didn't call advantage over, and so Trinidad will get the recovery for the scrum advantage. Scrum is taken, and it's going to be rotated. It's going to be Trinidad ball on the scrum. In U19, you cannot make a full 180 rotation. It will cause a turnover on the possession. As well as within the scrum, you can only go back 1.5 meters. It's all for the safety of the players. We're 19 minutes remaining in this half. Trinidad still up 6-0. Trinidad getting the ball in, and ball's out. That's Leon Pantor taking it out, trying to find a little space on the pooch kick, and recovered by Mexico. Nice little dodge by Mexico. That's number 21, Udel Suro. Suro getting it down to the 22. Ball's out. That looks like it's Aldolf Acevedo. Mexico trying to find a little bit of space on the edge. Trinidad with the tough defense, just taken right at the 22. And a great run by this Mexican team. You can see the resilience in them. Doesn't look like there's any tiredness, and they're slowly trying to find their way through, just crashing through. Lopez finding a little bit more space and forcing it in. Acevedo trying to find some more with the rollout, still on his feet, taken down just at the try line. And it looks like the number 9, Andres Rodriguez, trying to take it in himself. And we have a held up ball. Looks like the ref is trying to talk with the captains. And we have the yellow. Trinidad is going to be down one player early in this first half. Player's going to be sitting in the sin bin. Looks like that was the 8-man Jamie Black. It'll be a penalty advantage to Mexico. Rodriguez getting the ball out to Viñas. Viñas taken down just at the edge of the try line. Out to Lopez. Lopez finding space and in for the try. Play by Mexico, utilizing the penalty and Lopez setting up for the conversion. And the conversion is good. Mexico taking the lead in this game, up 7-6. Trinidad setting up for the kickoff. And we have a little false starting. Get the players behind the kicker. Ball is bobbed up and picked up by Mexico. Mexico trying to maul it down, taking just to their 40. Trying to find a little space. Utilizing those forwards. A great offload by this Mexico team, getting inside Trinidad territory. Seeing the little life in this Mexico team as number 12, Diego Gutierrez, takes it into the past the 40. Another big crash by those big Mexico forwards. That's number 5, Munoz. Seeing great movement by this team. Nice support. Finding a little space to the outside and a bobbled ball. Trinidad able to jump on that, trying to pull him out into touch. Mexico getting it back out. Looks like that was off to number 6, Acevedo. Ball's taken to Munoz. Munoz trying to find a little space, taking it past the 22. Scrum half getting it out. Looks like he's getting it to Santos. Santos taking it over. Mexico slowly pushing their way into deeper and deeper into Trinidad territory. Rodriguez taking it in himself. Smart play, not trying to force anything. Another big play, and it looks like we're going to have a high tackle call. Penalty, the yellow card's out, and Trinidad will be down an additional player. It will be 13 on 15 late in the first half. Lopez getting the ball out. Looks like that was number 6, Joseph Douglas, who went to sin bin for Trinidad. You know, Mexico has a tendency to really take advantage of penalties. Their play has always been about outlasting the other team. You don't want to give them a lot of chances early because they're late in games. This is when they seem to power up. Trinidad needs to be able to get their discipline together. Mexico getting the ball on the quick and pass, and it looks like it is going to be a forward pass, so it'll be Trinidad ball on the scrum advantage. Trying to get a little bit of the scrum set up here for Mexico. We want to take this moment to thank our sponsors, Canterbury, for providing equipment and being the title sponsor for this. We also want to thank Omni Hotel for the usage of their field and facilities. And thank NACRA, a great tournament that we have so far. Ball's in for Trinidad. And the ball's out, trying to find a little space. That's Leon Pantor trying to get it for touch, for position. Great play by Mexico, trying to find a little space, fending off a player, still on their feet and taken down inside the 22. Ball's taken in. That's Yafet Suro. Trying to force them all, taken down into the ruck. And it looks like we have a knock on. It is going to be scrum advantage going to Trinidad. Trinidad still down 2 men in the sin bin. They're deep inside their territory. Defense is going to have to be very focused. Going to have to eliminate penalties to be able to hold off this progressing Mexico team. And it looks like we're going to have a free kick for Mexico. Looks like there was a little bit too much happy feet in the scrum. Mexico crashing down early with the hooker. Finding a little bit more space. That's Vinez taking it down to the try line. Mexico trying to find space on the outside. Lopez getting it out to Suro, and Suro getting it in for the try. Great playing by Mexico, utilizing the overload on the outside, crashing in, sucking in that Trinidad team. Lopez setting up for the conversion.
Hold on just a second, Ray. Ray.
And the kick is no good. Score remained Mexico up 12-6. 7 minutes remaining. 7 minutes remaining in the half. Trinidad setting up for the kickoff. Leon Pantor looking to try and kick the ball deep. And ball's recovered by Mexico, setting up a dummy. Trying to find a little space. One fend off. That looks like that was number 9, Rodriguez. Ball's picked up. Another great crash by Mexico. Trying to find a little space. Viñas is taking the ball in and loses the ball in the tackle. It's going to be a knock-on advantage to Mexico off of Trinidad. Great running by Mexico, taking it over to 50. Still on their feet. Looks like that was number 12, Diego Gutierrez, taking it deep inside Trinidad territory. Mexico at the 40 inside Trinidad territory. Lopez looking for a little space. Taking it to the outside. One fend off by Santos. Still on his feet. Setting up the ruck. Just getting a few meters. Maintaining possession though. And we see a big burst by the Mexican team. And a lost ball. Trinidad able to poach the ball. Great dummy by Leon Pantor. Ball's kicked forward. And it looks like we're going to have the knock-on advantage. It's going to be a scrum advantage going to Mexico. That was a great attempt by both teams. Mexico trying to find space, finding the open gap, and trying to get that burst. And then you had Trinidad with the poach, unfortunately unable to maintain possession of the ball. Looks like Trinidad is getting their 8-man back off of the sin bin. But it looks like we have a player down on the field. We want to also give a special request. Mexico's team wants to provide a special thanks to former Mexico player Charlie Prieto. He's a former player and has been a great assistant, so they want to make sure they dedicate this game to him. Looks like we're taking a water break. Players able to stand up. It looks like that was number 7, Shaquille Dite. It's going to be a scrum advantage going to Mexico. Trinidad back to 14 players on the field. Still one into Sinbin. We have 3.5 minutes remaining in this half. And it looks like we have a little happy fit in the scrum. Ref's going to the side judge, trying to figure out what's going on. This is still anybody's game. Trinidad only down by a scoring conversion. Mexico playing tough, staying inside Trinidad territory. Rodriguez gets the ball in, and a big pass over to the fly half, trying to find a little space. And Mexico still on their feet. Big hit taken down just outside the 22. Rodriguez taking it in himself, trying to get the offload. Mexico's Gerhard pushing down inside the 22. Lopez trying with a drop kick. And the kick is good! First drop kick we've seen all tournament. Mexico going up 15-6. Minute and a half remaining in this half. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like the play was nullified. Oh, the play was no good. So they're going to be taking the penalty kick. So the drop kick was no good, and the penalty kick will be taken center field inside the 22. And that kick is good. Mexico will continue adding to their lead, up 15-6 late in the first half. Looks like Trinidad was able to get all their players back in. Shaquille Diet able to return back on. Correction, that was Miles Allen who returned back on from Sinbin. Leon Pantor with the short kick. And recovered by Trinidad inside the 40, but we're going to have a knock on. It's going to be a scrum advantage going to Mexico. Looks like we have a free kick for Trinidad. Taking it out. Little space. Drawn Panther getting out to Shaquille Dyte. Short pass taken in. Trinidad trying to threaten to score. Ball's taken now to the forwards. Still on his feet. Crashed down back to the original point. Trinidad's trying to find space. Ball's still a little bit loose, and it goes out the back. Mexico able to recover, but it's going to be a penalty advantage to Trinidad diving into the ruck. Trying to find space. Leon Pantorn taking it down to the try line. Trinidad still maintaining possession. Mexico showing some strong gusto in the defense. Trinidad trying to find a little bit more room in the middle, crashing it down. Trinidad taking inside the 5. Another big crash by Trinidad. Mexico trying to poach the ball, and we have a penalty advantage going to Trinidad. Ref explaining it to the captain for Mexico. And it looks like we have a yellow card. It's going to be going against Mexico. Mexico will be down 1 late in this first half. Looks like that was number 15, Rodrigo Rapol with in the sin bin. Trinidad with the big launch, a little bit of disruption by Mexico, falling deep back, and it looks like we have a knock on against Mexico. It's going to be a scrum advantage going to Trinidad, just outside the 5-meter mark. Looks like we're going to have a penalty advantage going to Trinidad. A little bit of happy feet happening inside the scrum. Okay. It looks like they're calling that as half. All right, guys. We're going to take you guys into halftime. Score, Trinidad trailing Mexico 15-6. You guys are watching Trinidad versus Mexico for the Cup semifinals for the 2015 Canterbury NACRA Men's U19 Rugby Championships. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. .144 meters by 70 meters. 15 or 7 aside. Run or kick forward. Pass backwards. Tackle low and proper. Rugby is one of the fastest growing sports in the nation. Men and women of all ages are picking up the ball. We're entering a new era of rugby. And Gifttime Rugby Network is here for you. We want to inform you. We want to entertain you. And we want to provide the best live coverage of rugby events that you can access. National, club, college, and under 19. Gifttime Rugby Network is here to play rugby for you. Check us out online, and don't forget Mexico up 15-6. Looks like it's been a tough game for both teams. We're seeing great defense out of each of these teams. It's going to be a great second half. Mexico will be kicking off to Trinidad. And the ball is kicked. Nice short kick. And recovered by Mexico. Mexico still on their feet. That's number 7, Bernardo Hernandez. Mexico trying to take it to the outside. Trying to find a little space, crashing it through, and they're inside the 22-meter mark. Mexico finding space to the outside, taking out to Lopez. Lopez getting it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez got it out, and a float, almost got it turned over. Looks like we're going to have the penalty advantage taken back at the just about the midway between the 22. Mexico going to be kicking for points. Lopez setting up for the kick. And the kick is no good. Mexico will lose possession. It'll be taken back to the 22. And the ball's pooched up. Trinidad trying to recover their own ball. Recovered by Carlos Salinas. Quickly tackled by number 14, Emmanuel Joseph. Mexico trying to find a little space, trying to get out of their territory. Taken down just before the 50. Nice crash by Mexico with the forwards. Trying to find a little bit of open space on the outside. And a big hit by Trinidad! Knocking that ball backwards, forcing Mexico to regress back to the 40. Trinidad trying to come with a little bit more of an aggressive defense than they did in the first half. Mexico still trying to find that space on the outside. Looks like they dropped the ball, but will maintain possession. It's going to be a knock-on against Mexico. Scrum possession to Trinidad. Looks like we're going to have a substitution. Number 19, Jean-Pierre Williams is coming in. Looks like he'll be coming in at flanker. He will be replacing Locke Miles Allen. And the ball's out. Mexico maintaining possession. Taken now to Gerhard. Lopez setting up to kick the ball, and it is recovered by Trinidad. Open space. Trinidad kicks for position. Great recovery by Mexico. One fend off, and a big open field tackle by Trinidad. Mexico trying to use those forwards to open up some space. Still on their feet. That was actually scrum half Andreas Rodriguez. And we have a knocked on ball. It's going to be a scrum possession going to Trinidad. And it looks like we have another substitution for Trinidad. Number 30, Sherard Ferreira will be coming in for number 1, Odell Bacchus. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty going a little bit low, trying to dig a little bit in. I'm sorry, hooked by the front row. It's going to be Mexico ball. Lopez setting up to kick into touch. Throwing a little grass to determine win position. It's a little bit cooler today than it was earlier in the tournament. Looks like we're getting a nice, cool 90 degrees out here in Orlando. And Mexico recovers the line out, not straight. It's going to be a scrum possession, Trinidad to Trinidad. And the ball's out. Trinidad taking it himself. Trying to cut to the outside, and here begins the foot race. Mexico able to recover the kick ball, evade a tackler, and it's taken down inside their 22, just about the 5-meter mark. Mexico pushed back deep into their territory. And it looks like we have a knock on. It's going to be a scrum possession going to Mexico. Both these teams looking to try and move into the Cup finals for Saturday. And ball's out. Lopez gets the ball out, and it stays inside the pitch, inside touch. Trinidad trying to take it to the outside, find a little space, utilizing the speed, getting it out to their number 12, and taken down just at the 5. That was Kendall Lewis. Ball's taken out, another evasion. Trinidad using that classic shiftiness that they're best known for. Ball's taken out. Big crash down with their big man. Trying to open up the middle. Taken in by their number 3, Kennedy Noel. Trinidad is still trying to push Mexico with a tough defense. And it looks like we have a penalty advantage going to Trinidad. Pantor setting up. Looks like number 30, Ferreira, was setting up. Ball's taken to the outside, and a big score. First try of the day for Trinidad. Looks like it was not a score. Looks like it was a forward pass, and it was going to be a scrum advantage going to Mexico. Opportunities missed in these situations. Looks like we have a couple injuries on the field, and it looks like they'll be taking a quick water break. Though it's only a few degrees cooler than it was during the qualifiers, still need to maintain hydration. It's too easy to get heat stroke out here. Looks like we're getting everything just about started again. Setting up for the scrum again. And the ball's out. Mexico's quickly hoarded by a barrage of Trinidadian players. Mexico maintaining the possession, trying to kick for placement. Trinidad able to recover the ball. Big hit by Mexico. Still inside Mexico's 22. Trinidad trying to find a little space to the outside. Pantor holding it himself, taking it out to number 11, Winston Jonathan. And it is, looks like it is going to be a score. Trinidad getting their first try of the day. Looks like we got the penalty try. Trinidad will be setting up for the conversion. Looks like number 9, Jerome Pantor, will be setting up for the kick. Looks like the sir is trying to explain some stuff to the players. Giving out some warnings. Want to keep this game safe. We got to give a lot of credit to the refs this week. You know, they've been reffing a very tight game, keeping everything even keel and fair, but very, very strict. Not letting a lot go through. It's all about maintaining the discipline of the game. And as long as that happened, we have great play happening, and that's what we're getting so far. Nice close game. Number 1 ranked seed Mexico versus number 4 ranked seed Trinidad. Jerome Pantor setting up for the kick. And the conversion is good. Trinidad making this a once-possession game again. We are 19 minutes remaining in the second half of the game. Still anyone's game. Mexico still up 15-13. Mexico setting up for the kickoff. And ball is out. Maintain possession by Trinidad. Mexico trying to get the ball out into touch, and it is successful. Looks like we have a bit of an injury on the field. Looks like Miles Allen's got a little hurt on that tackle. Looked like the shoulder went out of place. I'm sorry, that's number 3, Kennedy Noel. We never like to see injuries like that in the field. Looks like we're going to have an injury sub. It looks like we're bringing back in Odell Bacchus. We want to hope that Kennedy was able to be all right. Hopefully get that shoulder back in place and just be able to shake it off. Mexico will be getting the line out. Santos setting up to throw in. And Mexico recovering the line out. Ball taken to Lopez. Lopez trying to find some space. Still on his feet. Gets the dump off to Gerhard. And Trinidad able to poach that ball. Ball's taken out. Trinidad cutting it in to number 30, Gerard Ferreira. And great kick for possession by Trinidad. Stays inbounds. Foot raise. 2 Trinidad players on the fullback. And they're taken down. Trinidad attempted to poach the ball. And it's just missed. It's going to be a penalty advantage to Trinidad. Coming from the side for Mexico. And Trinidad a little bit quick with the pass. Mexico getting penalized for not being 10 yards back, so it'll be a penalty advantage to Trinidad. 10 meters back. Trinidad looking to go for points on the penalty kick. Leon Pantor setting up for the penalty kick. And the penalty kick is no good. It's going to go back to the 22. Mexico will receive possession of that ball. Lopez setting up for the kick. And the ball is out. And it goes into touch. Trinidad trying to go for the quick, and Gerhard able to prevent that. Correction, that was Hernandez. Christopher Daniels setting up for the line-out throw. And Mexico able to recover the ball from the line-out. Gerhard on his feet, taken down to the 40 inside Trinidad territory. Lopez trying to find a little bit of space, crashing down. Mexico losing the ball forward on the hit. It's going to be a scrum advantage going to Trinidad. Looks like we're getting a little bit of shade out here. Can't get mad at some clouds going over the sun. Trinidad gets the ball into the scrum. And Mexico able to poach the ball from the scrum, taking it to the outside. A little bit of a bobble, still on their feet. Mexico taken down just outside the 22. Going in themselves, Viñas trying to show a little bit of power. Ball's taken out to Rapolo. Trinidad with the counter ruck. And it's going to be a scrum advantage going to Mexico. The advantage is still with them. Mexico maintaining possession just outside the 22. Trying to find space on the outside, and a great open field tackle by Trinidad. And we're going to have a penalty advantage, not rolling away by Mexico. Trinidad getting the possession. And the kick for possession, and the track meet begins! Here goes Trinidad! Who's going to get it? And Mexico able to put the ball down in the try zone. It'll be taken back to the 5. Lucky break and great awareness by Mexico. Looks like that was number 9, Andreas Rodriguez. Man has been all over the field today. Refs conferring with the line side judge. And it's going to be the scrum possession to Mexico at the 5, deep inside their territory. Looks like we're having a substitution. Number 23, Maximiliano Martinez, coming in for number 12, Gerhard. Trinidad getting the Mexico getting the ball in. Lopez kicking for possession. We got 10 minutes remaining in this half. Trinidad using some happy feet, trying to find a little space, getting it out to the outside. And a little mispossession on the ball. Still possession of Trinidad. It's going to be the knock on against Trinidad. And it looks like we're going to have another substitution. Number 21, Mark Bessiar, will be coming in for the 8-man, Jamie Black. Scrum's not settled. Looks like the scrum is reset. Ref trying to prevent the rotation of the scrum. It'll still maintain Mexico's possession. And the ball's out. Mexico getting it out to the outside. Stummy and is still on their feet, taken down at the 40 inside Mexico territory. Great possession by Mexico, trying to crash it down. Bring these Trinidad players in. Mexico looking for space on the outside. Still on their feet. That's number 2, Suro. Just crashing it through, getting it to the 40 in Trinidad territory. And we have the knock on against Mexico. Trinidad's maintaining possession, trying to get the ball out. A little bit of trouble on the offloads. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty, and we have an injured player on the field. Looks like after the penalty, looks like it will be a scrum advantage to Mexico. You got to be careful with these tackles, leading with the head. World Rugby and most of, if not all of the sports world has really made a concerted effort not to take concussions lightly, and head injuries are always taken with extra precaution, especially whenever it's with players this young. Luckily, rugby has some of the lowest rates of concussions due to proper tackling and head placement, but it's still a contact sport. Anything can happen. While we wait this out, we're going to take you guys out to commercial, and we'll be right back. So as we're coming back, looks like Mexico received a red card. Looks like that was to number 1, Axel Santos. So he'll be out for the next game. Trinidad substituting 2 players. And ball is kicked, and it goes out to touch deep inside Mexico territory. Looks like it'll be taken down just at the 5-meter mark for Trinidad. What a great kick by Leon Pantor. And Mexico able to recover the ball on the line out. Little mishandling on it, and it's going to be a penalty advantage. Not rolling away, coming from the side by Trinidad. Lopez setting to kick the ball into touch. We have just about over 3 minutes remaining in the half. Lopez gets the ball out, knocks off the ref's tent. It's going to be just outside the 22. And Trinidad called on the pool on the line out. It's going to be a penalty advantage to Mexico. Can't pool on the other players to leverage yourself in the line out. It's dangerous play and inequitable. Lopez gets the ball out. It's going to be taken just before the 40-meter mark. Mexico maintaining possession on the line out. And Mexico with a short pass, and they knocked it on. Trinidad getting possession, and it's going to be a knock-on against Mexico. Trinidad with the scrum advantage. Looks like Mexico will be substituting in Luis Cardenas, and off the field will be, give us a quick moment, it'll be number 4, Carlos Viñas. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the USA South Blue team versus Barbados on Saturday. And it's going to be a free kick to Trinidad, knocking off the foot of Mexico. Pantor getting it out to the outside. Trying to find a little space on the edge. Another dodge. Trinidad finding an open field, and it goes into touch at the 22. It'll be a turnover. We are 19 seconds remaining in this half. Mexico is able to get this ball out. The clock time is done, but we still have a lot of time for the ref's time. A lot of stoppages from the red cards, penalties, and injuries. So it's still anyone's game, still plenty of time on the clock. And a big block of the ball! Lopez's kick! Ball going out the back of the try zone, so it'll be Trinidad ball at the 5. What great awareness by Trinidad, able to block the kick, preventing them from being pushed further back, taking it deep inside deep inside Mexico territory. Looks like we're having a substitution. Number 22, Keyshawn Mendez coming in for Corey Edwards. And the scrum is formed. Trinidad gets the ball in. And it's a free kick to Mexico. Not straighten the put in by Trinidad. Mexico's getting a great advantage being able to kick this ball away, get themselves out of being cornered into their try zone. And Lopez able to get the ball out, just takes it past the 22. It's going to be a line out advantage going to Mexico. Looks like it's going to be a short man line out. Trinidad taking the line out, and they're able to get the ball back. Trinidad trying to find some open space on the outside. Trying to take it in. It's out to Pantor. Pantor trying to grub kick it. Hit on the man. Mexico able to recover in their try zone. Is going to be taken back to the 22. Looks like the ref is having a little bit of an issue. It's going to be a scrum advantage going to Mexico. Correction, it'll be scrum advantage to Trinidad. Scrum is formed. Trinidad gets the ball in. And we have a rotation. It's going to be a scrum advantage, reset on the scrum. Trinidad will get another opportunity. Ball's going out wide. Jaron Pantor attempting to grub kick it and was unable to do it. Mexico finding space and a big hit in open field by Gerard Pantor. It's going to be a scrum. It's going to be advantage going to Mexico. Looks like it would have been a knock on by Trinidad. And we have the penalty advantage coming from the side against Trinidad. It's a really tight game. Trinidad just being unable to take advantage of their opportunities, losing discipline close to the edge. Mexico finding a lot of defense late in this game, and they're holding themselves very strongly in the try line. Got to give a lot of credit to these guys. Mexico taking the line now just outside the 40 in their territory. Mexico getting the ball out wide. Lopez taking it in, trying to find a little space. Still on his feet as he's taken down at the 50. And the ball is kicked. And that's game. Mexico taking the close score, getting to move on to the final 15-13 at the end of the game. It's a tough loss for Trinidad. They played this game so tough. Both these teams played relentlessly. You got to give credit to these guys. Great playing by both teams. All right, we'll be right back.